Sahanavavatu sahanao bunatu sahaviryam karavavahe tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good morning. We are continuing to work with the seventh chakra. Last week and the following week we'll do physical practices that help us move energy or make it easier to sit for longer periods. And then there'll be a pranayama and then advanced technique meditations to create an experience of Sahasrara, because it's something that's difficult to explain, and the best I can hope for is to ideally provide a glimmer, a bit of the experience. So that's what we're going for today. Go ahead and find your meditative seat, and we'll tune in with Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Inhale. Work with redirecting energy from the base of the body upwards through an energy channel that is roughly in the center of your spine. Enhance that sense of upward movement by elevation through the crown of your head. As your crown lifts up, what you may notice is that the base of your skull also lengthens. Ideally, the entirety of the head slides back in space so that it's more directly over your shoulders. Go ahead and align yourself with what your goal is in practice. Why are you here? What is the direction of your life? What is your current purpose? Sit with that for a few moments. Feel a sense of appreciation and gratitude for that, as though it were already accomplished. Great. And then let's go ahead and get the energy moving by kicking off with breath of fire. We're going to work with spinal alignment. And so we're going to put our fingertips in the bottom, towards the base of the skull, at the bottom of the back of the head. And then use the pressure of your fingertips here to push your head back into that alignment I was referring to earlier. Anchor yourself downward through the base of your body where you're touching the ground. Elevate yourself upward through the top of your head, and see if your arm position can allow your head, chest, and pelvis to line up in a way that feels more right to you. And then we'll work with breath of fire. Keep going. Feel secure in the alignment in your torso, in your head, rib cage, pelvic bowl. And then keep going with the practice, but extend your arms up straight, lengthen through the elbows, lengthen through the wrists, and lengthen through the thumbs, like you're making a big victory sign, and keep going a little bit longer. If you like, go ahead and take your tongue into Kachari Mudra and the eyes gazing upwards. And then as you inhale, work with the muscles in the pelvic floor as though you were containing energy in your body. Draw the arms straight so that they're directly alongside your ears, thumb tips touch. Draw energy up through your spine. Feel it work its way through lower ab, middle area by the navel, behind the heart, through the back of the throat, up into the head and the top of the head. And when you're ready, release your arms down. Okay, good. The kriyas, the exercises, the physical activity we'll do today are from the hatha tradition. So they may seem familiar to the hatha practitioners. First one we'll do is rabbit pose. And this one's great because it's gonna warm up the spine and also start to bring some circulation and stimulation to the top of the head. Okay. So holding on to the soles of the feet, go ahead and place your the upper part of your forehead, or just where the hair would start, on the ground. And it's going to be a little bit like you're doing a somersault when you start the roll, and that takes you up onto the top of your head. So there should be a light pressure in the top of the head. And then use the arms to keep you secure, but lengthen and stretch through your spine like you are trying to move further over, and you get a lovely stretch through the back. All right, go ahead and lower your hips down. Extend your arms out. This is going to be the natural alignment for you to do triangle pose, down dog. So go ahead and come up onto your toes and move yourself into down dog. Trying to release tension in the back of the neck. Let your head release, gazing towards your knees. Let your spine gradually get longer, get more length, so that you feel that your tailbone or sits bones are moving at a diagonal up behind you. The rest of your spine is slowly decompressing, like your spine is sliding down an inclined plane. Feel it loosen between the shoulder blades, through the back of the neck. If you have the physical strength to do so,
Go ahead and take one leg straight up as though you are letting the energy roll down through your leg, up your spine and into your head. And if you feel comfortable doing a breath of fire here, you can do that. Great. I'll lower that leg and do the other leg. Great. Lower that leg and go ahead and drop your knees down. Take yourself through a couple of slow rounds of cat-cow. All right, good. One of the most potent practices for any of the energy centers in the head is standing on your head. That can be a real challenge to the neck if you've got any neck issues at all. So there are quite a few variations that we can try to still get some of that upside down momentum. One is if you can take a tiny bit of pressure on the top of your head, you can just lay over like a dining room chair with your belly resting on the chair and your head hanging down. You can use your hands on the floor to help give you some support. I'm going to move to the wall and show you a couple of ways that we can use the wall to help us do inversion type asana. So one that I particularly like, because you don't need to be super strong in your legs, is to use your hands to help you against the wall and then find somewhere on the back of your body. So it may start at the head, but as you can scooch your body closer to the wall and let your head drop down more, you can lean into the wall to help hold you up. And that's not quite such a struggle. Great. And then the other variation against the wall is sort of a down dog variation. You have to have a little more strength in your arms. You can drop to your elbows. Your heels are up, resting against the wall, and it takes quite a bit more strength. And last but not least, needing even more arm strength would be making yourself into a big L shape with your legs against the wall and the head hanging down. So we're going to stay here for a few minutes. Use whichever of these is going to work. And then make your way down out of that, and we're going to come all the way up to standing. Anytime you're working with one of those inversion postures, if you can get at least a minute in, if you can build up to a minute, that is a point at which you get a great deal of benefits. And then we're going to come up to standing and do a counter pose for all those inversions. We'll do tree pose, which everyone's probably familiar with. You're just going to stand on one leg and take the other leg up and balance wherever you can. If by some chance you work with doing half lotus or one of the lotus poses, I invite you to go ahead and try and do that in your tree pose. Use your arms however you feel motivated to use them. And because we are working with this as a counter pose to the inversion, it's great if you can go ahead and use a drishti or a focal point while you're doing the balancing pose. Okay, switch and do the other side. Don't use me as your drishti. Good, and then we'll come out of that. And our final pose is a relaxation pose, crocodile. We've done this one before, and there's a few variations you can use. You'll be down on your stomach all the way down, and you can either stack your hands and rest your forehead there, or if it feels comfortable, you can bend your elbows and rest your head in your hands, and you can walk your elbows in towards your body to enhance the pose, and walk them away to the sides or out in front of you so that you're more comfortable. But you want to get into the pose, and then you want to hold still. And part of the practice of crocodile is to think about being more and more relaxed. It's sort of like your body starts to puddle out on the ground as you get more and more at ease. Most of the time, we do something to make a change happen. And with this pose, we're actively trying to not do to make a change happen. You can even focus on parts of your body where you can feel tension now or where there's chronic tension. And think about releasing, letting it go, softening. This pose is great for allowing your spine to reestablish the natural curves, natural alignment, which we'll take advantage of in the meditation. And then we're going to piggyback on this relaxed state by just rolling ourselves directly over on our backs for a longish relaxation meditation. If you prefer, it's just fine to do this seated in a meditative posture just as well. We'll be working systematically up through the different energy centers towards the top of the head. And I will throw out references for each of the chakras, different symbolism that we've used throughout the last several months, 6 or 7 months now. If one of these images or representations, symbols, works well for you, choose any one of them or all of them. If you have something that I don't mention that resonates for each of the energy centers, use whatever works best for you. But as you are relaxing now, take your attention to the perineum, to the base of the body, base of the torso. More specifically for women, near the cervix, for the men, near the prostate. Narrow your focus, hone your awareness so that it resides at this level of consciousness in the pelvic floor. You may be familiar with the sound lam, with the 4-petaled lotus in deep dark red petals, with the yellow square, a 7-trunked elephant, a Shiva lingam. At the Muladhara level of consciousness, all of us have some level of unresolved fears that we keep alive through our own energy. Right now, acknowledge those, allow them to dissolve, and recirculate that energy into the first chakra and let it start to move its way through your spinal passage. All of the effort, all of the energy that you put into old fears, release it now. And recycle that energy into your spinal column, drawing it up to the level of the pubic bone. Perhaps you can feel a sensation in the sacrum, 6-petaled lotus, a crescent, a hanging crescent moon, a star-filled sky, the unconscious. Let your consciousness rest at the 2nd chakra level and tap into all of those cravings and desires that haunt you. Acknowledge them and then recirculate that energy. Withdraw the energy from those old graspings, cravings, and draw it into the 2nd chakra and into your spinal column. We're moving from where we limit ourselves and towards the best that we can possibly be. Withdraw your energy from all of the ways that you hold yourself back through craving and desiring. Draw that energy into the 2nd chakra, pull it up the spine, and let your attention rest at the level of the navel or Manipur chakra behind it. A 10-petaled yellow lotus, an upward facing red triangle representing fire, the flame of the sun, heat, willpower, the mantra Ram. If any of those resonate for you, use them to settle your consciousness into this level. Notice all of the places, all of the ways in which you crave domination or to be belittled in your life. Acknowledge and then surrender, release, move beyond that. Draw the energy into your navel, into Manipur. Recycle the energy for your own personal evolution. Pull it into the spine, move up the spine to the level of the heart. 12-sided blue lotus, Star of David in the center. The flame of individual consciousness, the mantra Yam. At this level of consciousness, acknowledge all of the emotional hurts that you still hold on to. Acknowledge them and realize that you are capable now of moving beyond them. Draw that wasted energy into Anahata, Anahata, Anahata. And then pull that energy up through the spine to the level of the throat. 16 petaled dark purple flower. Full moon. A drop of nectar. The mantra hum. Let your consciousness rest at this level. Overcome all the ways in which you limit your ability to fully express yourself. Acknowledge all of those limitations and decide now to remove the charge from them. Draw that energy into Vishuddhi chakra in the throat and into the spine, and draw it up into the center of your skull or the brow point. Let your consciousness rest at the level of the 6th chakra, 2-petaled lotus flower with silver gray petals, smoky petals. Symbol Om in the center of the flower. Open yourself to the ability to know things beyond your senses. Allow any disbelief to drop away. Use the energy from that. Recirculate the energy, drawing it into Ajna chakra, into the spine, and feel the final movement up, blossoming at the crown of the head. 1,000-petaled lotus. And at this level, allow yourself to expand into a connection to the spirit. Allow any resistance that you have to that to dissipate, to dissolve, and recycle all of that energy. Feel your connection. Feel the free flow of energy throughout your body. And take a few more relaxed breaths. Bend one knee, put that foot on the floor, and push yourself over to your side. And then come up to seated for pranayama practice. We'll begin with classic Nadi Shodhana, so inhaling through the left nostril. And exhaling out the right. Inhaling through the right, having an awareness of Ajna chakra as you do so. Exhale out the left. Inhale left. Visualizing Ajna, having an experience of Ajna chakra. Exhale out the right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Really hone your awareness so that you can feel the breath moving in the nostrils. Inhale right. Exhale left. And drop both hands down and using mental focus and awareness, inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Start to experience the breath moving out beyond the end of the nostril. Left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. And if you're able now, feel as though the energy, the movement, the prana comes all the way from the base of the body near the left sit bone. Inhale left. All the way up to Ajna at the brow. Exhale right from Ajna down through the nostril, all the way through the body to the base near the right sit bone. Right sit bone up to the brow point. And brow point down to the left sit bone. Left sit bone to the brow. Brow to the right sit bone. Continue. If you haven't already, move to using Ujjayi breath as you breathe, and we'll continue using it all the way through the following meditation. If you haven't automatically begun to use Kichari Mudra with your tongue as far up along the roof of the mouth as you can, begin it now. If you're familiar with taking the breath through the energy pathways of Ida and Pingala, do so. Otherwise, continue just the way you are. After the next exhale, relax. The meditation has quite a few components, and I will talk us through them separately before we use them all. I will do the first portion with you, and then I'll just keep talking you through it. Otherwise, I'll be too altered to continue. So the meditation includes moving with the breath, and the head is dropped down to begin. If you want to use your hands to help you trace the energy channel along the front of the body, you can. So we'll start with the attention down at the base of the body, and with about 2/3 of your inhale, draw your awareness along the front of the body to the throat. And now from here, we're going to engage the eyes in Shambhavi Mudra, rolled up, and we're going to lift the head up and slightly back, and pull the attention to the top of the head with the remainder of that inhale. So let's try that again from the beginning. Here we go. Shambhavi Mudra. And now as you exhale, feel like your awareness is a drop of icy cold water that goes down the back of your head, passes over the back of each of the chakras, and back down to the pelvic floor. So let's do that entire thing again. Here we go. We're going to inhale to the pit of the throat. Now the head tilts up and back as the tongue goes to Shambhavi Mudra, and you take your attention to the top of your head, holding the breath in. When you're ready to exhale, it's like your breath is, like your awareness is an icy cold drop of water going down the back of your head. Your eyes relax, and your chin returns to the slightly dropped down position. We're going to add one more component. If what we've got going so far is enough, just keep doing that. Actually, there's going to be 2 more things that we add. The first one is once you get all the way inhaled up, holding your breath, we're going to do a mudra that closes the eyes, the ears, so the thumbs close the little opening of your ear holes. Your nose, gently press the sides, your ring finger gently close the sides of your nostrils, and your pinky fingers rest over the lips as an indication of closing that gate as well. So when it's fully all right, so let's give that a go. Here we are. It may feel
very good to do a few rounds of relaxed breath between each circuit. Let's do one more like that, and then I will give you a final bit to add should you desire it. Inhaling. The final component that you add, should you desire it, is once you're in the inhale position, you're going to mentally trace that whole circuit over and over and over. So up the front of the body to the crown of the head, down the back of the body, through the pelvic floor, tracing that circuit. You can visualize the circuit like a very narrow, gentle, a safe green serpent, a snake that's holding onto its own tail and moving through that circuit. Or if you prefer, and you want to see that as a tiny little bead of light, a neon tube of light circuiting through your body, you can do that. All right, so we'll do 3 more full circuits, and I'll talk you through. So, with attention down at the pelvic floor, inhale and trace your attention up the front line of the body to your throat. Continue the inhale as you tip your head back, eyes coming into Shambhavi Mudra. Close all of the openings in your face and trace that line of energy through your body. When you're ready to exhale, lower the hands and let your awareness move down through that back spinal passage to the pelvic floor. Take a few relaxed breaths. If you are feeling a little too spaced out, you may want to stop here. Otherwise, continue. As you inhale, trace your awareness up the front channel to the throat. Tip the head up and back as you continue the inhale and take the attention to the top back of the head. Close the openings in the head. When you're ready to exhale, allow the energy, the awareness to move back down the spine to the pelvic floor. And one more. Letting your attention rest all the way down at the base of the pelvis. As you inhale, trace your awareness up the front of the body to the throat. As you continue the inhale, take your head up and back, eyes into Shambhavi Mudra. Trace the circuit down the front of the body, up the front of the body, down the spine, over and over and over. To release, let your head slowly drop back down as you trace the final pathway down the spine to the pelvic floor. Sit in this space of no space, of shunya, of what is beyond everything that you know. Sit in stillness. Keep your awareness on infinite expanse. Each time a thought starts to percolate up, imagine you're dropping it, like dropping a flour. Just let it go, drop it to the floor, and keep your awareness on infinite expansiveness. We've had an experience of connecting to something that was beyond what we normally experience. Go ahead and use that, draw it back down through the different levels of consciousness in your own body. Fully inhabiting your physical body again. Feel the shift in how and who you are. Go back to the intention, to that purpose that you set for yourself when we began. Again, be grateful, be appreciative for that intention, that goal, that purpose. Good. And then just release, surrender. Fantastic. Okay, we'll do one long Satnam to finish. Let's bow to our ability to transform ourselves. Satnam. Thank you. See you next time.